yeah, just real quick, like, we talking about this, 'cause this topic came up on men simply take care of their families and shit, and they not looking for somebody to go half on their bills with them, right? You got all types of niggas talking like, oh, that's simp shit, this, that, nah, See, because like this is an open discussion. Niggas is open to state how they feel or whatever. Inside of this group, there is no right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? Say what you say, stand for what you mean. But what it is we're holding each other accountable for what the fuck we say we live in. So it ain't no woman's place to be going half on your bills with you. That's the bottom line and shit. Now, niggas might feel some other way, but yet everything in life has told us that a man's duties are protectors and providers. Real simple. And that's an open discussion and shit. Niggas who disagree, cool. But then when we start seeing why shit is so fucked up in our communities and shit, and then you start saying, well, where the men at? No men don't stand up when real conversations going on. You know what I'm saying? Because these is discussions and topics that we have to have, but they're too offensive. Motherfuckers don't want to fuck with shit because of the way I talk. You know what I mean? It's just like, nigga, just same thing with women going half on your bills. And then you get niggas telling you shit like, well, the way the world is today, it's hard. And yo, man, come on. Nigga, motherfucker, we talking about your manhood, you telling me about the economy. You telling me you can't be a man because of the economy and shit like that. I ain't got time, my nigga. I mean, I listen to what the fuck you saying, but if what you saying ain't adding up to the betterment of our community and shit, then what is it? You know what I mean? I watched grown men in this city campaign for 3 years arguing about the mayor not helping them put together a community center for their kids. Do y'all realize what we look like to every other race of men in this city? When we complaining that the government won't do something that we need for our kids, y'all niggas look and sound like bitches. Seriously, to every other group, race, and nationality of men on the planet that's in this city, when they hear y'all up at City Hall and at these town hall meetings complaining about the mayor and putting together a community center or a rec center for your kids. Now, up until now, I found one nigga finally, or one brother, and that's Jason Best, who's talking about establishing a community center. First and only one that I've heard of personally. But in all these years of this shit, I ain't heard no men talking about, all right, let's put in some money so that now we can go to the government to do business. Where that we're not going to the government and begging. See, this group right here, what we're about is holding accountability for ourselves. We're about taking burden off of government so that we can have our own independent community and engage in commerce with the rest of the world. We're talking about putting together a team of motherfuckers who are fiscally competent enough to handle the finances of a community. Because it's clear that the people that we have in place now ain't doing it. Look at any group or organization in this city, and yeah, it's time to start putting these niggas on blast. Because all of their money go to paying the Democratic Party. They add all of these parties and shit with all of these white people. And nothing happens for the betterment in the hood off of what they're doing. And then the thing is, at the end of the day, all that's happening is money's getting flipped right back to these white people. Because the first thing is they're paying. This black organizations in this city spend well over $2 million annually in doing consultations with all of these white people. Now, not to say anything's wrong with the white people, because when I talk to these white people, I talk to them about things like taking burden off the government, things of that nature, and I get some nice responses and shit. But this misappropriation of funding, and how is it misappropriation of the community's funding? Because they in the community fronting like they doing something, and the most they do is throw a cookout. Straight like that. They throw a party in the hood, they take pictures, post it on social media, say we doing something. And then they go amongst these politicians and see what little trinklets of whatever they can get to put in their pockets at the end of the day. And this stuff is the stuff that has to stop in our community. Because people get caught up in that trap. You know what I'm saying? And that's real talk right there. Start taking responsibility. It's time that men start being men. Like that. Straight up. So yeah, this is the Man Up discussion group. And yeah, we calling men out. Because the things that happens in our community, it don't happen in the presence of men. Why? Because a man has to be a man wherever he goes. Like, regardless of how many hats you got to put on in the course of the day, you got to be a man first. So a man that can rule and regulate and govern his house, when you come out into community, it should be a conglomerate of men regulating the community. But the community ain't getting regulated. Why? One reason is because in our community, up until the age of 35, the average black male, all the way up to the age of 35 is still living in the mentality of a 15-year-old. Look at them. Look at them, how excited they are about getting new sneakers and dressing fresh and all of this shit. But it's no talk about the establishment of any types of institutions in our community. I'm at one of these organizations the other day, and I'm like, we don't have one independent black community in this country. They like, well, how you know that? Look, there's no black institutions in this country. In order to have a community, you have to have certain institutions set up and established independently. The first thing is, in order to have a community, you have to have the ability to go into debt as a unit. That's the first thing. And in order to have the ability to go into debt as a unit, your integrity has to be up. The reason why most of these 501c3 organizations in the community can't get no money is not because they black, which they always shouting whenever they go ask people for money and they don't get it. Oh, it's not because y'all black. It's because nobody can't see where the money goes. All they know is money comes in and they don't see nothing happening in the community. So this is where that has to stop. And the only way that stops is by us becoming fiscally responsible. And all of these cats who follow these politicians, it's obvious that the political parties in this country as a whole are the most fiscally irresponsible motherfuckers on the face of the earth. The country is $30 trillion in debt, my nigga. Yo, I don't even think niggas understand this number. All right, for all you Christians out there, if you lived when Jesus walked the earth 2,000 years ago and was blessed enough to remain alive up until today, and every day since then, you made $1 million. Right now, today, where we at? August 2022, you don't got $1 million yet. I mean, you don't have $1 trillion yet. I did the math, trust me. You don't got $1 trillion after $1 million a day for 2,000 years straight. This country is $30 trillion in debt. You can't get out of that. Yo, man, come on, man. Motherfuckers gotta get serious, bro.